Okay, so the next data type is the date and time. You will very commonly and very frequently work with these types of data types. So let's try to understand how many you can have. So we have the date data type, and which is basically the date, the year, the month, and the day. And you will have different formats we will see in the next slide. You will have the next one is the time data type, which is basically the time. You have hours, minutes, and you can even have seconds, and you can specify AM, PM. You can also specify the time zone for your time, and then you will have timestamp. Now timestamp can be without time zone or with time zone, and timestamp basically means the current date and not the current date, the date plus the time. As you see here, you have years, months, days, and time. And you can also have with time zone. And what basically time zone means, different time zones on all around the earth, and Postgres can will calculate from the universal time coordinated, and it will adjust this value, and it will add or subtract for you. Now when we talk about date, you can have multiple formats, and I just put here some of the formats that you can have, and Postgres will be smart enough to convert this to a date data type, and let's try it. So I can put here January 8, 2022 and cast it to date, and you can see here that Postgres has automatically did this conversion. I can put other data types, other formats, 01, 8, and also Postgres has done this conversion, and you can try for yourself the other types, but you get the picture. So this is the date data type. It's just date. Now if you put something that doesn't exist, let's see, like this, okay, yes, it exists, but because we can have this this year, let me put the 13th month. Okay, let me put also here, and you can see here that Postgres can't convert this because there isn't the 13th month of the year so far as I know. Now when we talk about time, you can have different formats also, and you can see here some of them. Now let's put the most common one, 0505, and you can put here time, and Postgres will automatically convert this for you, the hour, the minutes, and you see here that it has added the seconds for you. If you need to add the seconds, you can put something like this, and this is without time zone. Now you can also specify PM, and Postgres will be smart enough to do this calculation for you, and this is the time field when you only just want the time. Now if you want both the time and the date, you can have timestamp. And basically you can combine either one of these formats with either one of these formats, and the same Postgres is going to do the conversion for you. As you see here, we have a timestamp, and by default it's without time zone. If we specify here without time zone, it's basically the same thing, so we don't need to manually write this down. This is the date plus the time. Now if you want the time zone, we can specify Eastern European time, which is in my case timestamp with time zone, and you can see here that Postgres has added for me the necessary the difference between Eastern European time and universal time coordinated. You can either you can even specify something like this. Let me see if I remember correctly. Yes, and this also has did the conversion for you, and it's timestamp with time zone. Now I'm going to show you some of the functions that exist in Postgres, which is a function called current time stamp, and this basically what will give you the result. It will give you the timestamp for today, and I also specify with time zone, and you can see this is the time which I'm recording this video. You can also have the current date. Let me put here date, current date, and will give you the current date for today. You can also have the current time for today without time zone, Okay, doesn't work like this. So you can have the current date, the current time, and the current timestamp. And I think we already used this when we try to insert in our table. And you will frequently use this because sometimes you have tables, you have columns like this, last update. And what basically this column means, it means when was the last time this row was updated. Let's try to select from actor, and you can see here I have this name. Now let's say you have your application and you just update the name, but you need to know when was the last time this row was updated, and you have this column which you see here is a timestamp without a time zone column. And what you probably will want to do is we want to insert in this column the current timestamp, that when was the last update, and you can easily do with that function, current timestamp. And that's all about date and time functions.